If you actively ride a snowmobile, a dirt bike, side-by-side, or downhill mountain bike as a free rider, in the backcountry, or competitively, or any action sport for that matter that requires a helmet and a metaphorical set of balls, then these videos are built to help you land more sponsorships and develop a career around your passion so you can get out and ride more. Let's get it. What I want to do is I want to dive into more detail, some great ways that you can create engagement with your social posts, whether that's your YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, right? Because where does that bring the value in for you? It helps you build your audience. It helps you engage your existing audience, and it brings more value because the bigger your audience, the more eyeballs you have. The more eyeballs you have, the more attention you have. The more attention, the more value, more monetary value that's available there. And I'll let you in on a little secret if you haven't picked this up yet. That's what companies are looking for when they're looking to sponsor. They want to get their products and services in front of the right eyeballs. So if you can build an audience of people and bring the engagement up, you have more value there, right? This is one of the main ways that they can get a return on investment if they were to sponsor you as an athlete or a rider. If we can get in front of more people, that gives us more opportunity to generate more sales of our product or service, right? So engagement is important. If you have 1 million followers, but only 1% of them engage, I mean, that's still a lot of people, but really, do you have 1 million followers worth of value? Not really. If you had that same number, if you had, I mean, obviously this never happened. You have 100,000 followers, but you have 100% engagement. What's more valuable, right? You're getting in front of the same amount of people. And it's probably a more specific audience. So when it comes to posting on social accounts, Facebook, Instagram, all these different platforms, this is what happens. And this is why engagement is important. Because if you have a post that you make and it's not that engaging, it won't reach more people. Hey, if you've made it this far, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and guess you've got a bit of value so far. If so, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss a future video. For example, if I go through the Facebook group right now, and I just use that as an example, some of the posts made in there, some of them reach almost everybody inside of the Facebook group. Some of them only reach like a small percentage of the people inside of the Facebook group. Why is that? Here's what happens. When you make a post on a social account, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, right? You make a post, what happens is that platform goes, okay, let's send it to just a little bit of their audience, right? And it's usually the most engaged piece of the audience. And they'll go, so if you have 1,000 people in your audience, they'll go, okay, let's send it to 10 people. And they'll send that post out to 10 people's news feeds, okay? And then out of those 10 people, it'll see how many people engaged with this, how many people watched it longer than 3 seconds if it was a video, how many people clicked on it, how many people read through it, how many people liked it, how many people commented on it, how many people shared it, whatever, right? And out of those 10 people that it delivers to, if 0 people engage with it, they just literally scroll past it, what that tells the platform is it says, hey, this post wasn't that engaging, so we're not going to keep delivering it to everybody, because their goal is to keep you or your followers or your audience on the platform as long as possible. So how do they keep them on the platform as long as possible? Focus on delivering viral or engaging content. So if it's engaging, they're more likely to stay on the phone, right? It happens. It's the psychological side of things. So if you make a post and it's not very engaging and it sends out to this first percentage of people and nobody engages with it, it flops. Nobody else will see it. It's not going to get any more engagement. That's kind of it. On the other hand, if it sends it to about 10 people and 5 people engage with it, and I'm just using these numbers just for sake of simplicity, sends it to 10 people's news feeds. Out of those 10 people, 5 people engage with it. Wow, 50% of people engage with this. There's something here. Let's send it to another 40 people and see what happens. Sends it to another 40 people, and that percentage stays the same. And, maybe close to 50% of people engage with it. They're going to be like, yeah, let's crank this thing up, because they're like, this is really engaging. So they'll crank it up and they'll deliver it to even more people, and even maybe even people that aren't even in your audience. That's how it works. That's how these platforms work. They all have a different ratio and a different algorithm, but that's essentially how it works. If you create content that isn't engaging, it's going to flop. You're not going to grow your audience. You're not going to get in front of the right people. And that's it. So how do we focus on, what are some little tips to make it more engaging and reach more people, and in turn get more engagement, which in turn, builds a better audience? Well, we're going to go through some of those tips. Okay. First tip, and these are tips that I would highly encourage you guys to leverage inside of the Action Sports Club Facebook group as well. I encourage it. Not only use it here, but use it on your other social channels as well. Okay. First things first, using original, we call it native content, is the most valuable type of content. So native means it's native to the platform. It means that it's never existed anywhere else. It doesn't, because everything that we post online has its own unique fingerprint. So if I created a new video, I would go and post that on my best social channel first, or if I created a piece of content specific to a certain channel, right? Post it on there first, because it's the first place that exists on the internet. It's native to that platform. It is going to get more engagement, have a higher chance of reaching more people than if it was posted on other platforms first and then I posted it there. Makes sense? Original native content always works the best. The other big piece is when you make a post, like for example, in Facebook, if you're going to make a post on Facebook, don't just simply write a post. It says what's on your mind and you write something. If you just leave it as a written piece, that's fine. I'm not saying don't do it, but if you're going for a place of trying to get more engagement, that's not going to get the most engagement. You always want to leverage the tools at hand. So if you write a post, add a picture to that post that's relevant, or even a picture just to catch attention. You can write in the description, this was just to catch attention. Now that I have your attention, here's what you want to talk about, right? So leverage that. Don't ever make a post that is just text if you have the ability to create a photo, place a photo, or place a video on it. Always combine the two. Never just place or post a photo or a video without writing a description for it either, right? Goes both ways. Leverage both of those options. This gives you more real estate as well when you're on the channel, on Instagram, on the feed, on Facebook, whatever else. Takes up more room, so it focuses more attention to your stuff as well. Ask for some engagement on the post. This is what we call in marketing. This is what we call a call to action, CTA for short. Okay. Create a call to action, but ask for engagement without asking for engagement. This one's a little bit of a mind screw around. Okay. If you make a post, and they've really cracked down on this a lot lately. If you make a post and you say, like this post for more, or YouTube is different. Facebook and Instagram, they'll get you. YouTube's a little bit different. If they go, if they say something like, comment on this post for more info, or like this post if you agree, right? By using the physical word of the action that they could take for the engagement, those social platforms will actually choke your reach. They'll go, oh, that's engagement bait. You're trying to tell people to do this. I don't know if you guys seen this for a while, but like on Facebook and Instagram, what they would do is they would go, they'd make a picture and then they would like divide it up. And then they would like, it would be a question, be like, which glass is going to fill up first? Or which thing do you like the most? And it says like for number 1, love for number 2, care for number 3, and laugh for number 4, right? And that's how you would vote based on the option you picked on Facebook. That was engagement bait. So, or comment 1, comment 2, comment 3, or comment 4. And then people would comment 1, 2, 3, or 4 on the post. That was engagement bait. So now what the platforms have done, they've started to choke those because they pick up on it. The algorithm picks up on it. So what you can do is, how do we ask for engagement without straight up asking somebody for the engagement, like comment on this or share this or like this? So here's what you can do. You can ask questions, right? And that's why I brought up Tyson's post earlier. And there's actually a feature for it on Facebook. He asked a straight up question. It was option 1 or option 2. He actually created a poll. Another one was with Jacob, right? What did he do? He asked for feedback. He's like, hey guys, first video I've ever made of sledding. Let me know what you think, right? So he's opening it up, right? Another really quick, easy way to do it is just yes or no style questions as well, right? Do you agree with this? Right? Yes or no, or true or false, right? Maybe it could be a little joke or a little engaging piece to kind of challenge people's thoughts of them being like, what is this? And then at the very end of it, was this statement true or false, right? Or do you believe this or not? Those are great ways to ask for engagement without full on asking for engagement. Another way is you could do like fill in the blanks, right? You can write a little sentence and say like fill in the blank, or, you know, if you could call this person a superhero, what would you call them, right? Or whatever. Like you can have some fun with that and leverage those different ways. You can do different things like, yeah, just like straight up asking for feedback. Another one that works really good is like an ask me anything. I do this every once in a while inside the Facebook group, and it's usually it's a question based, right? This also allows me to come up with great topics that we can chat about on these live calls too, right? Ask me anything. Or if you could ask one question about sponsorship, what would it be? That was the last one we did, right? And we got a whole bunch of engagement and questions from that. So these are things that you can leverage as well on your social platforms. Test, 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 test. Don't just try something once and then decide if it was good or not. Try it multiple times, test it. This is split testing. This is what we call it in marketing. You try different things, right? You see what happens. It's testing result. You test it, measure the results. Test it, measure the results, right? It's another great thing that you can do as well. Listen, my mission is to grow stoke and exposure to the action sports industry by empowering one rider at a time, because I believe that our industry deserves more exposure. If you agree, I invite you to join the Action Sports Club, where we help riders like you land sponsorships and turn your passion of riding into a career without having to be a pro athlete. You can learn more in the description below this video. Also, subscribe and watch some more.